My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia. My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia. My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people. Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
The time for babysitting is over. Let's take a few. I'm waiting for the guys in studio, and Sidiki might come on. We're having a at the party here. Okay, guys, we're having a little technical difficulties. The station is having a serious problem right now, so all the program might be suspended because I was listening to them this morning, and they had a show on early this morning, and it went off. So they have not fixed it yet. So maybe we will come on before the show ends, or maybe we might not come on. So it's still not going to stop us. But Sidiki will join me from the party headquarters where he will be because there's a program going on today for the ANC. And I want to say this to everyone. Please share the video first. Share the video. And I know it's not an easy thing for people to get up in the morning. Some people just from work, some people just going to work, some people. But in Liberia, I usually share the video to all my contacts. So please share the video and we'll have a nice show today. I just waiting for Sidiki to join us. This campaign, we are not taking it lightly. To be honest with you, we are not taking it lightly. Good morning, Muta. Good morning, Abu Jabate. Good morning, Jimmy Dan. Jimmy Dennis. I thought it was Jimmy Dan. Jimmy Dennis and Dolly. Takina BF Dolly. Thank you. Good morning to all. Good morning. Those of you who you can also watch this show on YouTube. You can, if you got Instagram, you will see it there right now. If you on Twitter, you will watch it. If you're on YouTube, you will watch it. If you're on Facebook, or you can go to the Voice Matter, you will be able to watch the show. So today programs is all about the CPP. It's all good morning and brother. Good morning. It's all about CPP and the and Alex Cummings and Charlene Bronsky. You all know we got the best team. Don't be afraid. Don't let nobody scare you. The campaign is on the right track. The children, our foot soldiers, are doing everything. Everything. So right now they are the one holding the ground. So you will notice that they say, oh, Wednesday, we got t-shirts, we got anything that you can think about. They got billboards all over the place. They got flyers going on. Look, it's not an easy thing to distribute these things in all the counties. Some people will call you from Buffalo or Cape Man. They say, oh, we don't have anybody on this side. We don't have this person on this side. Yeah, I'm just waiting for my logo. This is one of my caps I taken to Liberia. I'm just waiting for the logo to come and put it on it. Yeah. And so don't let it. We're not overlooking this election. We have done the work. Look, God, God is not a liar. God do not cheat. God do not just forsake anyone. No. Whatever you put in, whatever you put in, that is what you're going to get. The CPP have put in a lot. The CPP have put in a lot, and we got the best team. When you fall in, like our VP, the vice tenor bearer, you see her in Grand Bassa County, you see her, she's bringing people closer. The young people are gravitating to her. Look, the young people, the women, the children, the women, and the young people, let me just put the young people, mainly the women will decide this election. Don't get me wrong, everybody got women. Everybody has women in the group. They got CDC, they got women, UP got women, they got plenty of women all over the place. They got more women voters than men. So they are the one going to make the difference. And you all know, and one of the things I was going to talk on today to re-echo the profile of Alex Cummings. We all know it's just that sometimes we choose not to. Joel B. Joe, I'm watching from Iowa. Yeah. Good morning, sir. And some of us we choose not to know about our candidates. I can tell you everything about George Weah. I can tell you everything about Joseph Waka. I can tell you everything about Tiawan Gonglo. I can tell you everything about Moniba and Sarah Beslow. Do you know the other names? No, you don't know them. You don't know the other names. I myself, I don't memorize them. But they got 20 candidates in the race. 20. Where they came from? Where they came from? We got 53 days to go. Some people just started. Some people started uh, 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 um, 2 months ago. Some started just few days. They're right in Monrovia in Montserrat County. They call them the spoiler. No disrespect to anyone. It is their right to contest. But I will be honest with you. I will not just jump behind a political party because I know the individual who is contesting. Some of the faces look familiar. I cannot. Listen, we want change in Liberia. We need a real change. We're not looking for change. We not just want to change people because we feel like changing them. No, no. We're not looking for, we're not trying to bring relatives into it. That, oh yeah, because my brother is there, or my sister, or my uncle, so I'm going to follow him or follow her. No, we got to do this thing about Liberia. We got to be serious. Liberia is bigger than us, my people. Liberia is bigger than us, than you myself. Man. Why you should put your interests first? Why it should only be you? Why? Because you see your relative get up tomorrow and say he running for office and you don't even know what his plans are and you just decide to jump behind them. That is not fair. It's not fair to the other Liberians. It's not. But it is their right. Multi-party is more than one. But we don't have two parties in Liberia. But this election, we need to call our people back home and talk to them. People who don't have the time. Thank you for sharing the show, Akwa. Thank you very much. Please share the video and also like it. If you can like it, I will appreciate it. And so you will notice some people watching it on Voice Matter, some people watching it on. Okay, right now, let me see something. Some people watching it on. There's some people watching it on the general page, some watching it on Voice Matter, and I see one person on you, two person on YouTube. Okay, that's good. So call your people back home. Tell them they should be very careful. We're not telling them to be heroes. You're not. Nobody say you should be a hero for Alex Cummings. You can give the message, but be very careful and watch your back. You cannot convince someone until you fight. You give them the message one time, you tell them thank you. If they try to cuss you up, you leave. You don't have to show nothing. Because right now, things are getting worse. This election, I'm not overlooking it. There are people who taking it too personal. Some of us have started receiving threats. Now, I consider it a threat, but when you and your friends are speaking and you're talking, and then when they made a comment, then they say, "My man, I'm just joking, man." One of my friends, but I told you, I said, "Listen, you know what? Since it's not on record, I never recorded it, and you never inbox me. Good morning, Donzo. And you never inbox me because I was going to ready publish it." He said, "My man, hey, if we win this election, you must stay in America." Oh." And this is the person who living in America too, a strong supporter of Joseph Walker. On Saturday, we're talking. Then I said, "Oh," then he said, "My man, I just joking, man. You know, I just joking." I said, "Oh, for true." I said, "But let me tell you something. It's good that you're not on record because I would definitely let the people know, but I can't call. If I call your name right now, there's no proof. People will not believe it. But these are some of the things. People are angry. People are angry on both sides of the aisle. People are angry. If you're from the CPP, just take it easy. Take it easy. There will be life after the 10. We will win this election. You don't need not to go. You don't need to go after people. You don't need to cost them. We will win this election. Listen, you know why I say these things? Because the work that we put in. God don't like ugly. When I supported Mr. Cummings 2017, if you go back and watch most of my show, at the end of the day, I said, winning is hard. I said, if we get into a second round, then thank God. That means we did something. But we're making the case. And we made a case. Out of 22 candidates, we came fifth. Whether you can put it distant fifth or whatsoever, we came fifth. George Weah came first with 38% of the vote. UP was the ruling party, had 28% of the vote. Then came down to Liberty Party and NDR and what? Mr. Cummings. At that time, you see, that is the difference with us. We don't lie. We don't show off. We don't try to pretend. Prince Johnson was popular than Mr. Cummings. Benda Ure, popular than Mr. Cummings in 2017. Mr. Bwaka ruling party, popular. Mr. Weah was the most popular Liberian on the block. And Liberians decided that we will go with him. All that thing we're doing, Liberian people made up their mind because our voters, the age voters that we had, they couldn't think like you and myself. So whether you like it or not, they believed that President Weah was their choice. And President Weah understood their problems. To them, he went through the same struggle. He know what it costs to be poor, which is not true. He don't know. Because if President Weah know what it means to be poor, he won't do what he's doing today. There's no way anybody can tell me you understand poverty, and when God bless you, you don't understand it again. So, Mr. Cummings, who you and myself never knew, but he's not a stranger to Liberia, but he was a stranger in the Liberian politics. Mr. Cummings had relatives in Liberia. When the war started, he took them out. Some of them walked and went to Sierra Leone. Some of them went to Guinea, Ghana, and they were able to locate him. Mr. Cummings is jealous of you and myself. He's not different. You know, this is my problem I have here today. We all want good for ourselves and our children. It's like you telling me your son left from Grand Jira, came to Monrovia, went to school, did everything in Monrovia. He went back to Grand Jira, and you telling him he's a stranger because he went to Monrovia for school. Mr. Cummings left from Liberia. He went to school like any one of us. He went to public school. He went to private school. He went to demonstration. He's not from a rich family. His father was a priest. His mom was a midwife and small business woman who should just say Duka Flair. Ellis Cummings, the only boy in his family, they were very hard on him. That's what happened. Some people hard on the boss child, on a boy child, or hard on a girl child, if that the only girl, because they are disciplinarian. His mom used to beat him. Do this, you do your choice. Pay attention. Don't you know that Ellis Cummings was president of his senior class? Some people just quiet. So is that a crime because he quiet? When Cummings took Coca-Cola to Liberia during early time, during the Ebola, and they contributed $1 million, he took them and was able to give $350,000 worth of medical supply to Buchanan Hospital. Is that a crime? He was not even running for president, but then he was still working. In 2004, he was still working with Coca-Cola. We don't know the importance of Ellis Cummings. We don't know. Who are we, Liberians? I want you to put yourself in his shoe. Forget about Ellis Cummings. Imagine your child went out there and being successful and come back home and the people say, we know you. Is that a crime that Cummings committed because he worked in the private sector in other countries? That's the crime he committed. It's a crime that Mr. Cummings, that you don't know him. Is that a crime? What the other people did for us, what they really did for us that we gave them power, what Charles Taylor did for us, what Ellen Johnson did for us that we gave her power, what George Weah actually did for us because he played football, we gave him power. What Mr. Bwaka did for Liberia that we should give him power, or Tiawan Gonglo that we can't give it to other people. Everybody has the right. But you choose not to know about your candidates. You choose not to know about them. Go and read about Bwaka, read about Tiawon Gonglo, read about Ellis Cummings. Ellis Cummings is the most qualified Liberian. And he working for what? For a better country. After the election, 2017, everybody left, including President Weah and Mr. Bwaka. The only thing President Weah was the president. But President Weah never went back to tell the people thank you. Mr. Bwaka never went back to tell anybody thank you. He was not even interested in politics again. But in politics, it's not about your resume. It's not about the fine resume that Mr. Cummings got. It's not about the money that Mr. Cummings make. That's not what the people look at. But you must tell the people what you will do for them. What you will do as a group for a country. What are your agenda? Mr. Cummings, how will you fix our job problem? Simple. It's nothing big. But you asking him a question. Oh, when we're in refugee camp, we didn't see you. Is that what you want to vote? You are in refugee camp. Ellis Cummings took you to refugee camp. Bwaka took you to refugee camp. Tiawon Gonglo took you to refugee camp. It was the Ellen Johnson, the Charles Taylor, George Bowley that you gave position to. The people you voted for took you to refugee camp. The Charles Taylor that you supported his party today took you to refugee camp, took me to refugee camp. Make me to get on Buck Challenge and to be on high sea for 11 days, struggling. It was not Ellis Cummings. It was not Ellis Cummings. And when I see our so-called stupid, educated people making such a statement, where were Mr. Cummings when we were fighting war? Do you know who supported me during the war? My auntie. Tana George Weah. Tana Ellis Cummings. Do you know how I survived in Ghana? It was not George Weah. So if other people are lucky to get fasted from George Weah, God bless you. Don't you know that Ellis Cummings too hired other people? Ellis Cummings concentrated on what he wanted. He helped other Liberians. He helped a lot of Liberians. I can call the names. One Mohammed Ba, today, he lived right in America. He was a deputy minister in Liberia. Worked with Pittsburgh Food Company when Mr. Cummings was one of the vice president there. Because Mr. Cummings is honest. Is that the crime he committed? Because Mr. Cummings said he will fight corruption. That's the crime he committed. Every day we've been praying for leaders. We've been praying for good leaders. We've been having bad leaders all those years from 1847. Like, bro, just like a farm. That's the crime that Ellis Cummings committed. The first Liberian who retired from his regular job before getting into politics. Is that a crime he committed? That you say you don't know him? You need to know him to vote for him, or you need to understand who this person or know about this person. Is that a crime he committed because he went to Liberia and you can't see no corruption behind him? That's a crime? Or because somebody that you think corrupt supported him, that's the crime he committed? When he has not changed and he still stand by what he believes in? Is that the crime he committed? That is a shame. That is shameful. This man worked. This man just had George Weah went out to play football or professional game, to be a professional player, make his money. That is how Ellis Cummings was in the world, in the business world. This man come with the private sector experience. We have tried everybody in Liberia, my people. We try everybody in Liberia. We tried the first group of people. We tried the military that turned to civilian. We tried rebel who turned to civilian. We tried a rebel who was a civilian. We tried football star. Where we are today, governmental experience. Where are we today? We need a manager. We need somebody that can fix the economy. The business people create jobs. Government only create the avenue for the businessmen to give jobs, to bring to create that jobs. What are we doing, my people? Why are we doing this to our country? Why? Are we serious, people? But we try to blame other people for our own downfall. We try to blame other people. The streets are dirty, but your house, in front of your house, dirty too. The government want to clean for your house, but the government can clean the street. The government can clean the street. You cost the government, but you can clean in front of your house too. You know that Mr. Cummings is the best. Mr. Cummings, if I know all the Liberian people who got money, they live in good life. They travel, they go places. They go places. Look at it, you can see in the government. Every weekend they're in Ghana. Mr. Cummings chose to live in Liberia. That's a crime he committed. That's the crime that Mr. Cummings committed because he retired and moved home. And that is one of the best things we should do. Nobody's stopping you from getting into politics. Nobody's stopping you. You can get into politics very early, and you can get into politics when you feel like, when the time is right. Because most of our people who get into politics, they leave from here, they go home, try to contest. How are you better? When they lost, they come back to work. Mr. Cummings make sure his children was grown up. They on their own. They are big. 2 children, boy and girl, and 5 grandkids. He don't need to babysit nobody. He don't need to advise, to even chester them on anything. Then he retired. After he retired, he got into politics. That crime, 6 years in Liberia. From this man moved home 2016. He decided to build an apartment, 5-story, and live inside. That crime again, because the apartment looked decent. That crime he committed, you say enough for him. What else you want, Liberia? We complain that every time the election over, all the politicians can run away. Mr. Cummings is still in the country. After the election, Mr. Cummings traveled around the counties, the country, to meet people and tell them thank you that the crime he committed again. He campaigned that crime, my people. Who is more prepared to fix the economy? With the international contact, which one of you, apart from Sarah Beslow working with the United Nations, apart from this boy who came back again, nobody in the election, nobody, including the Sarah Beslow, that has contact, international contact on Ellis Cummings. Nobody. You chose not to know. You chose not to know. Don't you know that Mr. Cummings, or Liberian, the African Presidential Achievement and Research Center and the Center for Global Development Commission on U.S. policy towards low-income, poorly performing states, He was also member of the executive leadership. You do know that? You don't know? On low income, let's just say people, they took this Liberian man and they put him on it. You think that medicine he make? Don't you know that Mr. Cummings was on the World Economic Council? You don't know that, but you choose not to know. It was all over. The state got a video with former presidents, former CEOs. They had a black man, Liberian man. You're not proud? You do know that? The man came and graduated from Clark University. The man on the board of Clark University. He was also the board chairman. He was the board chair. Chevron, Coca-Cola. Yes. You do know that? But you choose not to. It's not that you're not smart. It's not that we're not smart to read about these things. There is no Liberian in this election. If that was for resume, if that for applying for the job, and we got a few group of, we got an HR that Cummings will take the job with ease. But we continue to support bad and corrupt Liberians. The same people who stole from you yesterday, you fighting to make them president. The same people who deprive you for education, deprive your rights, that you couldn't even pay your children's school fees. Today, you want to vote for them. Eh? But you choose not to know. And if you don't know, it's your business, because especially you that live out of the country. Especially you that live out of the country. If you choose not to know, it's up to you. But I know that's what makes me different from you. And I chose not to be stupid like you. I chose not to be stupid. I chose not to be stupid like one of the poster or my viewer who said, Cummings' only contact is Coca-Cola. Granted. Where is Joseph Boakai contact? Where is George Weah contact? Because Coca-Cola is a Fortune 500 companies, a very big company around the world. So where is Joseph Boakai contact? Henry Costa? Jeremiah Kuhn? Where? To come to Rhode Island and go to Maryland? Where? Mr. Cummings retired. I can show you the work of Mr. Cummings last 5 years, and I want you to show me the work of Mr. Boakai last 5 years when he left office. What did Boakai do in his last five? What he did in his last 5 years? What he did? Because I can show you what Barack Obama doing right now with his last 5 years since leaving office. I can tell you what Hillary Clinton is doing right now. I can tell you what Ellen Johnson is doing since she left office. What Mr. Boakai doing since he left office? Sitting one place, waiting for a blank check, waiting for free money. I can tell you what Mr. Cummings' agenda is. I can tell you. Mr. Cummings' agenda now, you guys are copying all over the place. Mr. Cummings is the only one with the agenda. So where is Mr. Boakai contacts? Where? When the last time, let somebody show me, convince me, or prove me wrong. I challenge, that's why I say I challenge Spoon. If anybody show me a video of Mr. Bwaka explaining his plans for Liberia, I will shut my Facebook page down. If anybody can show me a video of Mr. Bwaka explaining what he would do as president, I will shut my Facebook page down. You don't have it. We're not voting for Darius Dillon. We are not even voting for Yomli Kanga. They're not voting for president. We're not voting for Jeremiah Kuhn. When you listen to Charlene Bronski campaigning, she tells you about Alex Cummings' plans. The standard bearer is the one with the plan, and then the vice standard bearer follow. But you listen to Jeremiah Kuhn, he tell you how he used to sell gas before, how they would do this, who they. You ask Mr. Bwaka, he said, "More win first." So even the Liberian people, the young Liberians who follow Mr. Bwaka, I don't understand you what you're looking for either. Some of you do it on tribal basis. You don't think with your head, you think with your heart. Tell me what Mr. Bwaka, how Mr. Bwaka will face the economy. He never said it. How Mr. Bwaka will fix the agriculture system. He never said it. How Mr. Bwaka will create jobs. I never heard it. I only hear it from his surrogates. I listen to Dwalu on make a closing argument. Mr. Bwaka will create job. Mr. Bwaka will pay minimum wage. Hey, listen, our plan you explaining. But everything I am saying, that is what Alex Cummings said. That is why he continued to say that we need a better infrastructure. Do you know why Alex Cummings put job creation second on the list? It was not by mistake. It's just how it worked. For you to create job, infrastructure creates jobs. You know that. Government create the avenues for people to create jobs. And in our infrastructure, Mr. Cummings said, electricity is my number one priority. Do you know why he says so? Because he's from the business sector. He's from the private sector. The private people, the companies don't want to waste their time running generator. That waste of time, that waste of money. It is your responsibility as a country to light up the country. When you get good electricity, you get job creation. People will come in with the country. Your schools will be good. Your hospitals will be good. Good drinking water. You will kill some of the common disease, diarrhea, typhoid, all this nonsense. Internet connectivities and cell phone to communicate with people. When the white men said that they were going to connect continents, they were not talking about bridge. They said that we'll connect the wall. They were not talking about building a bridge from this continent to that continent. No. That internet and telephone they were talking about. If you get good internet system or Liberian that teaching math or science can volunteer to teach from here to Liberia. They're doing it in Sierra Leone. They're doing it in Ghana. They got some Ghanaians that teach in Ghana online. And they volunteer. They just make the time. You think we can do it? We can do it. We can do it. But we choose not to. We are the ones trying to stay choose our killers, our corrupt people. I always say this, there are two types of rogues. They got a rogue that come and steal your book bag, your computer, your TV. But that rogue can choose who to steal from. They don't steal from everybody. But for us, we the one can choose the rogue then that can damage our future, kill our children, kill everything. The corrupt politicians. We sit there and allow these things happen. Oh, Mr. Cummings good. Yes, that's true. Mr. Cummings is not a bad man. But let Mr. Cummings wait. For what? Who are you to tell him to wait? If it's not his time, when will be your time or my time? When? What time you waiting for Liberia to be good? We started our civil war. Sierra Leone came after us. I listened to the aviation director. Oh, we ain't qualified to get plane because our record this and that. But Sierra Leone qualified to get plane. Why? Sierra Leone taking care of the ex-combatant. Why we do the same thing? Eh? You don't respect your country. But you're running around saying that, oh, what the native woman born soldier, country Congo woman born rule. You kill my ma, you kill my pa, I will vote for you. You stay cry. You know, I will vote for you. 5 years, 7 months today, you don't still get job to go to do. You stay singing muya muya. People stay struggling. The people who had job before, no more jobs. Our girls have turned to be prostitutes in the street. Our girls fighting, selling. The president drive every day with a convoy. Maybe he don't see them because you know what? They clear them from the street before he pass. There is no way you will tell me that the most popular man in our country don't understand the problem of Liberia. That our president will take over as if Liberians owe him, their country owe George Weah, and start to build houses. Houses that he never built, and you Liberians approve it. Houses he never built in his life. This man built 2 houses after he made $83 million in soccer. He built only 2. 9th Street and Rehab. He never touched it again. Senator, he was not living 9th Street. 9th Street house that was Pupu Camp. He never painted it. He moved Rehab. He never renovated it. We make him president. In 45 days, he broke the house down. Today, this president got more houses in Liberia than President Tubman in 27 years. And you say that the man love Liberia? Eh? You voted for him, and you in the street again. Oh yeah, re-election. And I'm stopping you. And I'm stopping you. When he leave office, we'll still be friends. Some of y'all voted for him. He still can talk to you. He's still talking to other people that are not even supporting you. He's talking to other people and other people benefiting from him that never supported him. But you in the street, muya, yo, Joe, we want to see you, Joe, we want to talk. But good boy, want to see you, yeah. Dance. It's easy for Carrasco to dance. It's easy for Finabono to dance that song. They got money. When they feel sweating, they go take with hot water. When you feel dancing, you go and sleep. It can't even take bath. And what you want? Yeah. Build more houses than anything. Tell me. More houses than anything. And you dancing. When the last time you saw President Weah going into your district to tell you, to talk to you? But he coming now today with the government money. breaking all the rules. The Minister of Public Works, because she's a crown woman and she's from Grand Jide, she in Grand Jide running campaign, using government property and running campaign in Grand Jide. You got the Internal Affairs Minister in Cape Mount, using government property and running campaign. You got ministers using government property. But you know what? Our other opponent can talk. You can say a war. You know why they can say it? Because they did it too. They did it. UP did the same thing. They used government cars during the 2017. They used government cars. All the ministers that were in government, in the early government that was supporting Mr. Bwaka, were on a campaign trail. It was the same thing that they were Ellen Johnson, so they can't talk about it. But we the one talking it. Because Mr. Cummings will not do it. Mr. Cummings understand it. And I'm telling you that I can put everything on the line for Ellis Cummings. He will never do it. No minister under the Cummings administration will campaign with Ellis Cummings. You want to campaign, you will leave the job. I'm telling you today. If you want to campaign for Ellis Cummings when he's president and going for re-election, you will resign from the job and tell Mr. Cummings, I'm going to campaign with you. Simple. And you will put the government car down and they give you car. It's not fair. You see government money and it's not even hidden. But you people not say nothing. That is why we're telling you all that. We cannot bring these two parties. The only advantage of UP and CPP and CDC right now is because they are the ruling party. We can't replace UP. We can't replace CDC with UP. We all know the problem for the last 12 years when UP were in power. We know the record. We know what they did. And every good record in UP that Ellen Johnson record, and not Mr. Bwaka record, because Mr. Bwaka throw it away. The UP refused to talk about the roads. The roads we're talking about today. I listened to a disenchanted sedition who said, one president, we are talking about the road that Ellen Johnson built and that the road he's driving on. That's a sedition. But Mr. Bwaka can't take it because you know what? Mr. Bwaka look at Ellen Johnson as a damn Congo woman, so I'm not going to glorify her. The same way he told people that I would not make no Congo man president. Call Ellis Cummings a Congo man. But when he was eating Ellis Cummings money, you know that was Congo man. When Ellis Cummings attended your program, your so-called foundation, you never knew that Ellis Cummings was a Congo man. You call him Congo man that time. Deceitful old man. Let me get on your small. The best, we got a lot of good candidates to facing President we are one-on-one, and they will defeat President we are. Mr. Cummings can defeat President we are. Tiawon Golo can defeat President we are. Moneyback can defeat President we are. And Sarah Beslo can defeat President we are. But not Joseph Bwaka. Let me make you to understand today. Not UP. Not UP. UP got zero record. They ain't got nothing they're running on. Nothing they can tell us. They and CDC fighting each other. CDC can't even tell us what they did in 5 years. But they're campaigning and telling us, they're giving us a message that UP there. Listen, let me tell you, Joshua are giving us a message. I'm not saying that when I not bring nobody near me. But that UP you're bringing around me, that for nothing. Let me tell you now, that the campaign, Joe, we are saying I can surrender this country to anybody, not UP. So if you're bringing UP against me, the UP that this, you wasting your time, I will disgrace them any day. George, you are sending a message to y'all. But you see, when you greedy, you can't hear. The same way Pharaoh was so greedy, he couldn't listen until he died in the Red Sea. That the same way the so-called politicians, the corrupt ones, they won't try Ellis Cummings. They say, the mayor, he too high. Let me go back to let me go to the one that I know. That one make Louis Brown, Gateway better, better than every one of you. You call them corrupt, but they trust Ellis Cummings. You call Belete corrupt, but he trusts Ellis Cummings. You say Belete that's sedition, but he trusts Ellis Cummings. Okay. We voted for George Weah. They killed the auditors. We say nothing. Is that what you voted for him for? That people should die and nothing happen? Matthew Innes. They killed him. They say Eugene Fagon defended the government when they killed Matthew Innes. Eugene Fagon defended the government when they disgraced Darius Dillon at the stadium. That Eugene Fagon were all on it. Eugene Fagon defended the government on the auditors. That he will sit down today and won't tell us things that we know already that you won't tell us again. Melvin, the SS boy that was killed, and they say he committed suicide. How can someone shoot us 3 times? Is that what we voted for President Weah for? That no justice? No justice for people dying mysteriously? Selective justice? President Weah is sending us a message, but we still not getting it. You don't hear President Weah when they say, oh, now when we criticize UP, you know they say, oh, Prince, if you want to come, I can bring you on. When they criticize President, and when we criticize UP, oh yeah, you're running UP campaign. The more you talk about UP, then the people, oh, so the more joy we are talking about UP, the people will vote for UP. Or the more you talk about George Weah, that means they'll vote for George Weah too. Because everything we hear from your mouth that George Weah. Everything we hear from your mouth, George Weah that role, George Weah this, George Weah that. But you can't tell us what you will do. But I say George Weah government is corrupt. Mr. Cummings vowed to fight corruption. George Weah government is lawless. Mr. Cummings vowed to instill law and order. George Weah government cut our people's salary. Mr. Cummings vowed to replace it and pay living wage to every Liberian. You see that? I'm telling you what Mr. Cummings is going to do when he's president. Mr. Cummings will win this election. He will win it. It's just a matter of time. And it's in our favor. It's in our favor. Maybe you won't see it yet. You know, I can enjoy the UP people. They say, look at that one. She said, well, you know, when you're out of touch and you're not smart, now what happened? They get some better smart girls. And she said, the people don't know CPP. Everybody is talking. Who everybody? UP people talk about Joseph Barker. Everybody talking about? Tell me. Some of you, you're too dumb. I know why you can come on Facebook for. I don't know why you guys can come on Facebook. Because you're too dumb. Dumb. Let me put it off for you so you see her. If any woman there, please correct her. Go. Everybody, we agree. We will vote Joseph. But who we? Why you can say UP? You barely ain't got nobody behind you. But people, somebody just sent me a tip here. I was saying the link in chat. Somebody just sent me a video. This boy went to chat with Mr. Bwaka. The man had to call again. He was sleeping. He's sleeping, oh. Watch it. Is that you get just now? The man is so boring and reluctant. I will have to share it. Somebody did a recording and send it to me. Look, this is what we're talking about. Mr. Bwaka is just a boring old man. Don't even know the issue. Don't even understand the issues of Liberia. With all the 42 years Mr. Bwaka worked in government, eh? The 42 years, you're telling us he should stay home and they will vote for him. They say they will vote for Mr. Bwaka. Just stay home, yeah? Listen, sweetheart, Betty, I hate to see stupid people. You talking about Mark Jabate. I won't bring Mark, but I beg you, man, please. I beg you. I beg you. Don't bring Mark Jabate anything here. The same Mark Jabate who just said he was going to support Mr. Cummings. The same Mark Jabate who requested for logistics as if he can give Mr. Cummings a victory. 3 months I gave Mark Jabate, he failed. He came back and said, I will support Mr. Bwaka. Mark Jabate just called me yesterday, my friend. So when you will sit there and say, oh, listen, Mark Jabate on spoon, then man, you say you dumb. Mark Jabate, him and said we just spoke yesterday. I ain't got problem with him. I told him you can support whoever you want to support. Mark Jabate wanted logistics. He himself, nobody brought Mark Jabate to Mr. Cummings. Sidiki talking there. He had all the conversation. He said he want logistic. He didn't tell you he want logistic. I the one told I say I gave him 3 or 4 months to see if he will survive. Mark Jabate say, and Jeremiah couldn't call me and give me telephone. Mr. Bwaka called me and said, I want you to support me. So what you saw in Mr. Cummings before going to Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings didn't call you. Mr. Cummings went to a program in Bopolu, a 10-hour program. So if Mark Jabate come to you now to support you, it's good for you. Mark Jabate are one man. We don't believe in one man show. We don't believe. It was the same Mark Jabate who supported George Weah, went back to George Weah, left George Weah, tried to support Mr. Cummings. He thought we were going to just give him whatever he wanted. And now he gone to Joseph Waka. And then he posting, he said he want data. Then my friend, him and said we talk. Just yesterday. Just yesterday. So you can go stick to your spoon. Move from under my page. Go to spoon because you not get nothing good from here today. Go under your page. You can't get nothing good from here, man. You will not get nothing from here. Oh. You see, I was trying to call Mark so you see, so you listen to him. He texted me and said, "Brother, I was I'm with some people. I will call you back." So let me tell you something today. You come on my page and you enjoy it. Going to school, it make no sense to me because there are a bunch of useless people there, not all, excluding the good ones. You got a corrupt boy or man who is assuming going to jail, Stanton, and you get Eugene Fagon or Fatika that the people I'm going to listen to. And that people that you're the one who they can cost you. My own, when you can't say you want supplements to Cummings, I can tell you no. I just give you time that I want to see how long John stay in the army. So what we're saying here, go and look at all these candidate resume. Mr. Bwaka can tell us what he would do better than George Weah. All Mr. Bwaka talking is that giving spider story. Giving spider story. Y'all look at every poor Prince Masekwe unothing up. Oh Jesus Christ. Sometimes you think this kind of comments. We got 53 days to go. That kind of nonsense people listen to. Mr. Belete can't even convince his people. Prince, you stupid Prince. Let me tell you the real truth. You are very, very stupid. I thought you were smart. Let me make you to understand today. It will be stupid on my part to say that all the people from the global tribe will support Mr. Cummings. I will be very stupid to say that. And it will be very stupid on my part to say because Mr. Belete or Mandingo man, all the Mandingo people will follow Mr. Belete. You understand? You're not even a voter. You don't got no voting right because once you register, you don't got voting right. You don't got no say in Liberian politics right now. You will stay on Facebook and just post nonsense. Nonsense. This election, some of y'all will take your tea and put it between your butt. Some of y'all will be so embarrassed. Y'all will be too embarrassed because you don't even know what you're going for. You don't even know what you're saying. Even Mr. Belete can convince his people for Mr. Cummings. You can convince somebody. You behind a dead man walking. You behind a corrupt party. That you can't even tell me. I expect you to come under my life and tell me what Mr. Bwaka would do. Oh, you see, this is the thing I love about, I love Facebook. Mr. Belete don't need to put Mr. Cummings' picture on his poster. Everybody know that Mr. Belete is supporting Mr. Cummings. And when Belete campaigning in that place, that only stupid people do that. If you don't trust yourself sometime. In America here, the country you live in, you see any of the representative putting Joe Biden picture on a poster, you chose to do it if you want to. If I trust myself, I don't need to put no candidate picture on myself. All I need to do is to support my candidate. I can talk to them, but I don't need to put a picture. Mr. Cummings got pictures all over. Only people who don't trust themselves and they choose to do it. If you trust yourself, you think I worry about that kind of thing? Whether Benedict put Mr. Cummings' picture, he didn't put Mr. Cummings' picture. It don't bother me. The fact of the matter is that I went to Sackley Pier. And everybody in that town that Mr. Benedict live in knows the name Alexander Cummings. Mr. Buck, Mr. You listen to Billy on radio. He ever told you say vote George Weah? He ever told you one day say vote Mr. Buaka? Who he say he's supporting? And I heard his comments. Eh? Some of you are too funny. He even put Mr. You think I'm gonna do listen to? Yo, weak and lazy campaigner. You go back to spoon. Go back to spoon. You don't worry about it. It's up to you. If you want to put a candidate, there are people running on CDC ticket right now. They didn't put George Weah picture on the poster. They didn't put George Weah picture this time around. You don't know that? You force, oh man. You force, but some of y'all lazy argumentative. You can argument lazy without will be your. Even when one we are that you people should bring the power. By the time I tell you that bring put the conveying straight. Even when one we are that you're the more bring. Eh? Thank you. Mr. Cummings is the only candidate that telling us how he will create jobs, how his government will fight corruption, how we make sure that our health system is better off we'll start with primary health care. Every district at least will have a clinic that government will make sure they equip, make sure that our citizen got a living wage, not minimum wage. Our nurses and teachers and firefighters, police, all these people must be paid well. That is what Ellis Cummings has been telling us. And that is what some of us saw and we decided that, yes, Ellis Cummings is the most qualified one, a businessman or entrepreneur. That is what we're looking for. We are looking for a manager that will manage the country money. We're not looking for politicians. Politicians are going to help us. We have tried all the politicians. He ain't help us. Government experience didn't take us nowhere, my people. Thank God that Mr. Cummings didn't get government experience. Thank God he don't have he's a businessman. He's from the private sector. And the private sector is the one that creates jobs for our people. You do know that? Only the private sector. And Mr. Cummings is the only one know how to negotiate with a government because he did it before as executive of Coca-Cola. So his resume is there, it's clear. And we're looking for a leader that will fire you when you steal the people money. We're looking for a leader that is willing to pick up the telephone call. And Prince, I sent you the link. Prince. Waiting to pick up that telephone call 3 o'clock, say there is something going on in Maryland County. We're not looking for a sleeping leader. We're not looking for a sickly leader. We're not looking for that the people money we're talking about, the people's job. We're looking for a leader that will make the difference. Eh? We're looking for a leader that will make the difference. We're not looking for a leader that will can give us Sparta story from 1979 that somehow never knew him when he was working with LPMC. You can tell us what Mr. We asked him for 3 things that Mr. Bwaka did as vice president. Your state can tell us. 3 things that Bwaka did as vice president. You can tell us. So tell me now, what you want us to do? Eh? What you want us to do? LPMC. You can even challenge President Weah. Every day, President Weah beating you to everything. Everything. You know, Prince, based on your profile, people like you You need not to be on a political post. So you see that you guys don't understand what a country needs. Mr. Cummings is the only person from 2016 continue to tell us what we can do as a people. Yeah. Continue to tell us. Betty Mason is a fake page. Betty Mason is a fake page. I just saw it. So they're out. You see them? So they will change. Look, we will continue to let them change their pages. Yeah. So many guys. But I will tell you, do not feel discouraged. This election will be tough, but we have started the work and we are doing the work. Yes. So without worry, let me see what is going on. And I want to listen to the program there. What's going on, my man? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, but if you join me because you're to the back, I see you to the back, so I'm gonna just throw you there. You think how it works? Yeah, but I can hear you now, so I wanted to see what's going on. That's why I'll bring you on. So come back on. Okay, I just want to see what is going on. Let the people see what's going on there. It is a big program going on. He was in the back and I was talking. You don't understand that you don't just bring them up. And Prince, if you're not coming, I'm coming to leave. I got things to do. We sorry that the show we're not able to come on the show today, and because the station is having a serious problem. The O'Neill show usually come on around 6 o'clock. It was never aired, so they still working on it. And look at Betty. She said, Joe, we are saying Cummings only know how to shake Coca-Cola in bottle. Is that the kind of thing that will be listening to my people? They gonna put that we need to keep them on our list. Betty, that is the UP people then who disguising themselves and opening fake pages. So I block them. Even Prince Maseko are blocking. Don't worry about him. I hate to see stupid people, but let me be honest with you. I don't just post like that. I don't just make comment on people post. But some people don't care. They don't care. Okay, guys.
So, General, these are some of the happenings here on ground. But the official time has not reached yet. You see people who have come ahead of the time, and you see a lot of people coming in. If you look way to the entry there, it's just the rain is falling. We're out there not too long, but a lot of people are coming in. And so as soon as the program starts, if you are still on, we'll still come on again so that you can know some of the activities there.
Okay, so I see everybody got t-shirts over there.
You said?
I see everybody got t-shirts.
Oh yes. Everybody got t-shirts, yeah. Sure.
So the people are preparing the gearing up.
Amanda! CPP, oh yeah!
So when the program will be starting.
Let me see the 4 fingers. Let me see the 4 fingers. Amanda! Let me see your 4 fingers. So we are encouraging everybody who been on this program to come in front of the platform. If you're outside, please come in front of the platform. Amanda! CPP, oh yeah! DJ, drop it!
Okay, Sidiki, what time the program will be starting? Sidiki.
Hello?
Yeah, so when the program will be starting, Sidiki?
Hello?
Yeah, when the program starting, when it's starting?
Hello?
I can hear you, I can hear you.
Hello? No, I'm not hearing you. Music playing. I'm not hearing you.
Okay, I said, okay, no problem. And call me back. Call me back. Okay, Prince, what's up, my man?
General, how you doing, Chief?
Well, not bad. Everything okay. And we're not on air today because there's some problem with the station. And the whole station is down for some frequency thing. Something when some technical problem. So I'm
No, it's okay. We will manage that in the coming months and coming couple of days when Joia and his people who are creating the atmosphere that marginalize other people and prevent other people from having opportunity.
yeah.
When they should have left power and a sensible government comes there, we will put we will put in a more stable platform. We'll open a radio station, a television station to educate and inform the Liberian people that will be more stable and more reliable. But we thank you guys for the efforts. We thank them for what they are doing. We ask them to continue doing it. It's tough. It's difficult to work in the condition they are working currently. So we hope that they will fix the problem technically and come back online.
Yeah.
But thank you, General, for the opportunity and the privilege to be here with you again, trying to make the case for our people. We just before I come in and comment on the issues that is trending, I would like to call our attention to today. Today is a historic day in our country as well. Today marks 20 years of peace in Liberia. 20 years of peace. At least 20 years of what seems to be peaceful, because when you talk about peace is relative. You know, peace has some dynamic aspect to it. Not because the guns are silenced, not because the bombs are not dropping. So you can just say it's peace in totality. But at least it's a sort of peace that is free of violence, some degree of collective violence, because I know there are isolated violence that are taking place. And just to mention the recent violence that were carried out by the Unity Party and the CDC, that highlights how desperate they are to get back to power, how they don't even care. They will do whatever, they will want to secure power by whatever means necessary. So let's to celebrate today the peace that we are enjoying. Let's caution everybody who are all actors participants in the race to be conscious that our peace are very fragile, and because if you have a peace that has not given the people the right and things that ingredients. So the ingredients that includes accountability, and that includes people who commit the atrocity to be held accountable and responsible for their acts. People like Prince Johnson and the list of other individuals. So those kind of peace is very fragile. So General, thank you very much, and that's why I want us to observe today. And it's incredible that I'm glad the CPP choose today to be the day they will announce the campaign. They will finally announce the campaign, because if you look at any party, the most peaceful party, the most responsible party, the most party that has guaranteed the Liberian people there will be some degree of respect and civility for the rule of law, that will create equity for everybody, that will not discriminate, is the CPP under the leadership of Alexander Cummings. So I know Alexander Cummings will speak today. You'll speak on the issue of the violence that is taking place. the violence, that bloodshed that is taking place in the heat of our election, carried out by two desperate parties. One wants to retain power for the second time, another one wants to return to power for the third time. So thank you very much, General. I appreciate it, and that's just my opening statement here, and I'm glad to be on here today.
Okay, and the CPP is coming. The CPP is out today, so I want you to talk about it and make a case for Ellis Cummings in less than 5 minutes. This evening.
When you say make a case for Ellis Cummings, it become like rhetorical, because Cummings has made his own case. Cummings has done what for a very long time. Even I don't want to be I want to be very conservative. Cummings has done what no politician in Liberia has done. Cummings has elevated the discourse. Cummings has set the bar very high. Look, people like me who are intending to go to Liberia one day and run for public office, Cummings has raised the bar. We are thinking differently now. Because here's a man who came into the politics just 18 months. And this man came to 5th place. And today, even at 5th place, he's a household name. Every other politician in Liberia see this man as a threat. They did everything they could. They threw all the kitchen sink at him. They call him names. They kind of try to destroy him. They went after his reputation. A married man, a father, a man of a faithful wife for something years of marriage. A man who had children, grandchildren. They went after his integrity. They lied on him. It didn't work. They lied on him, on his reputation. They took him to court with intent to put him to lynching. Even the guy who was lynching, the guy who was persecuting him, even compared him to Jesus, and said that Cummings was like Jesus, and his own people sold him to the Roman. And today we're seeing that Cummings is vindicated. Even so, as we speak, Cummings has visited every place in Liberia, every district, every corner, every nooks and crannies of Liberia, of the country. Cummings, look, this man is so humble. This man is so willing to serve that he's not even just saying it, he's living it too as well. You see other politicians come to Liberia with flamboyancy, the late Cassette came and was spraying money around, one of the red helicopter, one of the be flying around the country like but Cummings can do the same thing. In fact, I learned Cummings will offer that by other people, a special interest group. He turned it down. He said, no, I will drive on the road. I will push car. I will get stuck in the mud. So when the people give me the opportunity to serve them, I will not set the moral in my comfort zone and don't understand the people's condition. This man has made his case. This man has put a five plan agenda for Liberia. Infrastructure, education, health. So what case can I make for Cummings? The only case I can make for Cummings is to tell the Liberian people that when you pray for something and God bring it your way, be smart and wise to see it. We all been praying for good leader. We all been praying for somebody to come and rescue Liberia and save Liberia and fix the condition our country in. God has provided that. Yes, I say God has provided that because I'm a person of faith. I'm not stupid. If I'm hungry, I'm walking by the roadside and somebody come and give me bread, I will not say, oh, the person is a stranger. I'm not going to eat the bread. Where if that God sent the person? So my brother, there is no case to make unless you want to tell me to be detailed, to go in detail as to the things that Cummings want to do. But Cummings has made his own case. He's committed. He's man of integrity. People who are gone to him seek. You talk about Mark Jabate. Mark Jabate went to Cummings. Oh, Cummings, I want to campaign for you. Cummings said, good. Go to your people and tell your people about me. He said, give me pay come. Give me 10 pay come. Give me 2 cow meat and 10 cow. Let me carry the poor. Cummings said, no, man, it's not going to happen that way. I'm not going to do that kind of politics. Go work. When you work, I see your work. I will reward you. Mark Jabate got first. He went. United Party people for the United States promising to gain 1 old pickup. That's why he joined me and Joseph Baga. When I pick up, don't come, you see, my Jabata will go back to maybe Karen Moluba or maybe Jawan Gongo. That's the kind of leader we want. A leader that will not compromise. That's why Eugene Fangon will not go behind electoral comments. That's why George Solo, the man who swear to a man that United Party will not return to power, today is going and asking United Party to come back because he married with George Weah. He got feelings with George Weah. Stanton Waterspoon has said that he was nobody, any political leader that choose a senator or sitting senator, because it was the senators that were destroying the country. He said any political leader that choose a sitting senator to be the running mate, he will campaign against them. He will talk to Liberian people to vote against them. Today, Joseph Baga chose a senator, not just a sitting senator, but one of the senators that is a criminal. Even his own political leader called him greedy and called him a criminal. Prince Johnson called him greedy and called him criminal. Jeremiah Kuhn. Today, Senator Wallace is telling us now we should. Those are the people you see around Joseph Baga that reflect Joseph Baga's true nature and his true character. My grandma said, not because Orewa is not running, should make you think it's not deep. It's either deep or it's dead on it, and that's what we see about Joseph Baga.
Yeah, Prince, and you said it all. It's so shame. It's also now ask myself the question. We pray for leaders. We've been seeing all our politicians, but we got somebody who, for our first time, retired. His children grown. He makes sure his children they're on their own. He's not working anymore. His money just working for him and decide to get into politics. We never see that in Liberia today. Is that a crime he committed because he said, I will fight corruption? Or I will make sure that we get a decent government? That is a crime he committed. That some of our people cannot see it, especially our educated people. Where you heard them before, they say, Native woman born soldier, Congo woman born road. Then they say, you kill my man, you kill my pa. I will vote for him. You know, boy, I will vote for him. And look at what he carry us today. Then today they're telling us now, he in a wheelchair, we'll vote for him. What's going on with our people, Prince? What do you think? What's the problem?
The thing is that one thing I like to clarify, and too often the people who are very greedy, selfish, who they have their own agenda, not an agenda for Liberia. They are the loudest. They are the most talkative. It's almost like when you enter drunk and you put 1 penny in it, it will make a whole lot of noise. And oftentimes these people, because of the loudness, because of they strive in confusion and lies and deception, they often create these narratives, and then they tag this narrative onto the people, the Liberian people, and then people run with it. I will tell you this story. I live in Monrovia. I lived all throughout the war in Liberia. I came just before, I lived in World War I, World War II, I don't know however you call it. I have been there for World War III. I was there when Taylor came to Monrovia. I was there doing a campaign for Charles Taylor. I saw a few Charles Taylor rebels on the street. They seen ones that was singing in Banga. Anybody said, no more Taylor, we treat you like a dog. Anybody said, no more Taylor, we treat you like a dog. I see them coming to Monrovia and was sitting and singing, you came my man, you came my pa, I will vote for you. It hurts me. It brought tears to my eyes. I cried when I heard them saying it, because most of them were supposed to be in rehab. Most of them were supposed to be they're supposed to be going through psychological help. But people got up and said that the Liberian people were singing, the Liberian people were singing, you came my man, you came my pa, I'll vote for you. It was not the Liberian people were singing. The same thing they're saying today again. The Liberian people finna make a man and say they want George Weah. That's not the Liberian people making a man say they want George Weah. But they use these things. Daddy. They use these things as a tools to fool our people, to mislead our people, to discourage our people. And because most of our people, half of our people, most of them are humble. Some of them are desperate, and some of them are vulnerable. So they use these lies. They carry the narratives. And then the lost generation, which 47% of them are the youth generation, who are like football, they got that football mentality, that football team mentality. The team that is scoring, that the team that will celebrate. They will take that and carry that and spread it. It's good. So I want to say, I want to be on the record. The Liberian people knows what they want. When the Liberian people voted for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, they voted for change. They were tired with Chancellor and his boss running around and continue to keep them in a state of war, under the state of threat. So they vote for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. When the Liberian people voted in 2017, they voted for change again. They voted for change again. They voted for change because Unity Party for 12 years squandered opportunities. For 12 years were given billions of dollars by international communities. For 12 years, instead of prioritizing the building of schools, they were prioritizing paying their friends thousands of dollars. At one point, somebody at the port of Liberia was making $30,000 a month. Yep. When Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she had told the Liberian people that, told the senators and the legislatures that we are a poor country, we are coming from war. All these things you're putting in the budget about paying yourself $15,000, giving yourself all the incentives. I will not do it. I will not sign it. I will veto that budget. She didn't do it. They squandered opportunity, according to Joseph Boakai. The Liberian people voted for change. They brought in George Weah, hoping that George Weah will usher in the change. Today, the Liberian people are seeing the condition they're in as a result of George Weah's leadership, the leadership of the CDC. Do you think the Liberian people will vote again? They will not vote for change today. They will vote to replace the same people that victimized them yesterday. No, the Liberian people will vote for change again. So in order for the Liberian people not to vote for change, they are creating the false narratives. They are confusing. They try to confuse things. They are creating a tense atmosphere by ushering violence because they feel that the way they can succeed. But the Liberian people this time, my brother, will vote for change, and they will vote for the CPP.
And another difference, and I put that code of conduct. I see all the ministers, deputies using government property and campaigning. But I noticed that UP will not say anything about it because they did it themselves. And I listened to the finance minister. The finance minister said that we are exporting and selling electricity to our neighboring countries. He said it in Carisbro. He said we got land in the country. We taking some of it now. We selling it to the other people. You see how the guys them lie to our people. Samuel Twe on the campaign trail, the minister of finance, who's supposed to be in the office, using government equipment and logistics and campaigning. But you're not hear UP talking about it because they did the same thing. They push the code of conduct aside and nobody is saying everything. In Cape Mount, the Minister of Internal Affairs. In Grand Jida, you got the Minister of Public Works. Campaigning strongly. But these are all appointees. What you got to say about that, Prince?
It's obvious, General. The first and foremost things about good governance is the respect for the rule of law. The thing you call the code of conduct, in my opinion, the thing with the Liberian people, we so naive, and we don't even have regards for the basic tenet of democracy, to the point that we try, instead of all trying to do follow the law as it is, We create law for another law and law for another law because we want to avoid the main law. Look, the code of conduct is a beautiful document. It can only be implemented by a responsible government, a responsible leader. That code of conduct has been violated even during the Unity Party time. Not only during this, as it is right now. The code of conduct is being violated by we are because we don't care about the rule of law. You don't care about the rule of law. So it's not a surprise. That's why we need to bring in a government that will be responsible, and a government that will base its attendance on accountability. You got George Weah declare his asset. To this day, his asset cannot be, nobody can get to it or know what he had before coming to power. He claimed to say that you can file freedom of information. You know how many freedom of information have been filed for people to get to know what George Weah came to power with, his asset?
And they stop it. They stop it.
Yeah, they are prevented it from happening. So, General, it's just a waste of time to even comment and talk. But I know the reason you brought it up because we have to put this on the record. Because tomorrow they will be still held accountable. Yeah. The code of conduct is a law of the land. It's part of it's not it's part of the law of the land. So yeah, they will be held accountable. They will abuse it, but what can be done? Nothing can be done because the whole government system is broken. That's why we need Alexander Cummings to fix it. Coming from the judiciary, the legislature, they all are broken. What you do? You saw the National Election Commission vehicle being used as a campaign tool for George Weah. The only reason it's happening because we have to change the law. The National Election Commission has to be an independent body now. It can't be a body that will be appointed by the individual that will be appointed by the president and by the government in power. We have to have an independent election commission that will be solely based on itself. Elect its own member. That's all I can say to that, General. I mean, it's just an obvious thing when you got a government that is not responsible, irresponsible, that don't care about the rule of law. That's what you get. That's what you see happen.
Yeah. Thank you, Prince, for your time, and we're going to call it quit. I'll be following the program in Liberia, but I'm going to do some stuff. So I want to say thank you for everything, my brother. Let's keep up the fight. And we're doing all these things because we want to go home with our children. We want to have a good, beautiful country. We want to sit to a place where you will not look over your shoulder. And if anything happens, you can make a call, and at least the law will protect you. We want to pay our fair share. We want to pay taxes. We want to go to the port and pay what we need to pay, not to just give money and then no receipts. That is what we're talking about. We want to be to a place where I'm free to move around, and my children should do the same thing. That is all we're fighting for. We in this thing here with different minds. Some people want to fight for the justice system. Some people want a living wage. We see our children graduating from college now today, Prince. They don't have jobs. We lucky in this country. You go to school, you graduate, you find jobs. In Liberia, you graduate, you won't find job. In America, they fire you, you can get unemployment. In Liberia, they fire you, you finish. In Liberia, if you don't have a job, you can still go to the food bank and get free food. In Liberia, you're not get free food. So you see the difference? But there are smart people in Liberia, Prince. They're not. It's not because we're in America. Sometimes it bothers me. I can go to Liberia today, Prince, and say I'm going to do coal. Do you really think I would rather do the coal? No. I will pay somebody to burn the coal for me, but then I will come and say, oh, I can farm. But you expect somebody who graduated from University of Liberia can't even find food to go in the bush and go burn coal? My boy, let's stop that joke there, man. But I can leave from here now. I say I will open tire shop. Pray. I don't want to go fix a tire. No. I go implore people and I tell you, I say, I get tire shop. Because I in Labrador, I went gene transit. But you expect a young man who don't know what's going on, graduate, and tell him to go fix tire, he must find something to do. The first thing will laugh at you. So we the ones supposed to encourage them. When they see you, yes, they will work for you, the tire shop, but the way they will see you moving around, say, oh, man, look at the man, Jeff from America. Look at the man set dressing. The man here, jean transit, he sneak also. Then they say, oh, but the whole thing here. But no dignity of labor, Prince. So when you go to the airport today, you find one old person clean the airport. But in America, you find a young man clean the airport, but when he finish, he get a Mercedes Benz, he go home. You go in the place, you see a young man taking the trash from the street. But in Liberia, if a young man do such a job, they will cost you every day. No girl want to see you. Someone who used to say bread for my money call bread ball in looking down. Imagine that. No respect. We cost our drivers, we cost our cook. I know plenty of them eating spit, and I hear America will be eating the post spit. Imagine somebody working for you, Prince, in the house, they're cooking for you, and you costing them every day. You get a watchman that mind your door. But when you can't, you cost it. You cost the driver. Hey, Liberian people. Well, we got more to talk, Prince. We got more to talk. Give me your closing, and let me call the day quit.
And and General, thank you so much again for the privilege. And anytime you call upon me, I will come to add my little 1 ounce of solution to our problem. But I want to say to the General and to those who are listening, especially those of us who are in the diaspora, those all who are in the diaspora, you saw what impact you can make on Liberia, not only financially, but politically, when you stood behind a little known figure called Direct Dillon, a guy who was not electable, a guy who ran in his own district, where he lived in his own community. He couldn't get more than 500 votes. A guy who people looked down on and despise and disparaging, call him a tail grader or tail grade drop up. A guy who was desperate to get into position or influence. So all the politicians you can think about in Liberia, he carried a bag. He worked for Joseph Jenkins Ravel, Stephen A. Benson, Daniel B. Warner, Jean Espin, Hillary Derry Garnett. He worked for Charles G.B. King. He worked for Edwin Snow. He worked for Robert Lee. He worked for I mean, you just name them, Joel Howard Taylor. And he worked for everybody just to get to power influence. And he couldn't be successful. But you in the diaspora stood with him, fought for him, made the case to your people. You call your people. You talk to them. You told them that this guy would make a difference. And today he's there. As disappointing his action, his job can be, but that tells you that you have power. You have power and influence. Today, the many of you, I believe that almost 10,000 of you plus in the diaspora. I'm not only talking about America. I'm talking about Europe. I'm talking about Australia. I'm talking about East Africa, even somewhere in Asia. You who believe that Cummings, because you understand what good governance can do for you. The very reason your life is better in America because of good governance. So you want to see the same for Liberia and you believe in Cummings. I want to say to you, this election is actually and truly in your hands. Because your people back home that depend on you, that depends on you. They love you, they respect you. When you tell them, they will listen to you. If 10,000 of you in this diaspora, just call 5 of your family members. Talk to them, appeal to them. Don't argue with them. Just appeal to them. Explain to them. Tell them, say, I will stand Alexander Cummings born. If you don't be the good president, I promise you'll be, I will be responsible for you. If I used to send you $10 before, I will send you $20. If I used to send you $100 before, I will send you $200 as a sorry, to say sorry for lying, for giving you a wrong president. But I will stand Alexander Cummings bomb. Vote for him. Yep. Try him. You have tried George Weah. You have tried Joseph Boagadem, the Unity Party. Try Alexander Cummings. And if you can do that, take 10,000 of you, and I know you are more. Tell me about 5. Tell me about 10. Because there's this thing called the associated property. Because when you get 5 persons, those 5 persons, some of them, that women, they got a boyfriend there, they got their friends there, they got people that like them, the influence. So just 5 persons or 10 persons you talk to, Those people can talk to another 5 or 10 person, even if they just talk to an additional 2 person. We did it for Dillon. Dillon beat Josh Weir, then the CDC, 300,000 plus vote. Where you think those votes came from? They came from the diaspora, the influence of the diaspora. This is your election to win or lose. This is about you. You think it's about Liberia? You think that people want to improve that country? When they improve the country, all will go back home. All will go back home. They will not get a chance to do anything.
Yep.
So it's about you. The fight is against you. And you saw when Emmanuel Yato, by the way, he running for senator in Rivers, you all considered him and talk for to make sure he becomes successful there. When Emmanuel Yato then put together a diaspora bill that was to empower you, to restore your rights as a citizen, a natural born citizen of Liberia. When that bill was taken to give it to Darius Dillon, to take it to our people, to tell them that we are human beings. Not because we're in America now, so we're not Liberian anymore. Some of you who are born in the village, me, crew, crew lawman with global background. They look at me and they say, because my name is Prince Williams, so I'm Congo man. Or because I'm in America, I'm Congo man. All my children there now, they will not be allowed to go to Liberia and do anything. When they send that bill to restore our rights based on the Constitution, once a Liberian, always a Liberian. Yep. What Dara Dillon did. Dara Dillon sat with Edwin Snow, then they sat with people then, Thomas Faladen, they sat with and what they did. According to Dillon himself, they water it down. That was Dillon's own statement, with they water it down. Now when they water it down against you. They script all your right as a Liberian in the diaspora. That even a Ghanaian can come from Ghana and be a senator in that country. You can't be a senator because you're in America. Yep. Now a Nigerian can be election commission, can be part of the anti-corruption, but you can't be because they script your script your rights away. Go read that thing, that bill. What you said about that bill is a constitutional violation. We will strike it down. We will defeat it because it takes away our constitutional rights. It's all about you. The elections in Liberia, this coming election is about you. You know why Cummings is then hated? Cummings is been fought against because Cummings is coming from the diaspora. If Cummings was living in Mora there and Cummings in Mora there, corrupt politician, he will be one of the hardest politicians on the block. He's different. His mind is different. So own this thing. Today, the ANC launches, the CPP launches the campaign today. They're going to name the campaign people who are going to be on the campaign. Not because your name is not there shouldn't make you be part of the campaign. Make yourself part of the campaign. Be an auxiliary part of the team that will be named today. Establish your own group. They don't need a lot of money. They already have respect for you because you already been there for them. When Ellie Johnny said he failed them, you are there for them. When Joe we are failed them, you stay there for them. When Joseph Baga then lied to them, you are there for them. They respect you. Talk to them. Encourage them. Tell them, prepare their mind because this thing they're going to make it chaotic and violent so that people can stay home, they can be scared to stay home. Encourage your people to brave the storm, to go over there because it's about you. This election is about you. They want to stop you from going to Liberia. Most of all in America here, we're not born in America. We didn't come to America to kill America because of the condition. If that condition improve, we'll be in Liberia, we'll go back home. We want to go back home. We are the people in exile until we fight to prepare the ground for us to go back home. They will continue to keep on in exile because when we go back home, the light will come on. The true light, and Liberia will be transformed. Thank you very much, General. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Prince, and have a good day and take care of the kids there. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. Okay, guys, we come to the end of this, and Sidiki Jet texted me. He said he want to come off a few minutes. If he come in, I'm going to leave. I got things to do. And today is Friday, TGIF, and tomorrow I'm celebrating my daughter. We're having a little cookout, and 63 Amherst Drive. You are invited if you're in the area. And come and eat some meat. I will be on the grill, and we're going to be doing everything possible to make sure that everything is okay. And don't forget now, when you come, you give her cash out. We're taking cash from you. That is general daughter now. You're making your sense on it for her. So my daughter going to University of Montclair University, and she's going on campus on Monday. She got to be there before 12 o'clock. So, where is that? Okay, guys, I'm going to call it quit for the day. And I will come on again. But sorry that the show was not held on. We're not able to go live on the radio today because of some problem out there. The program is actually, the program will be starting by 2 o'clock in Liberia at 2 o'clock Liberian time. So, you know, they will be naming people today. They will be calling names, and somebody inbox me. I said, listen, I'm not going to, they want us to, this is the thing here. I know people are going to ask, they ask me, "Mama, your name on the list?" I don't worry about name on the list. You know what I got? I got a direct link. So be on the list, what the difference? I'm already been recognized. I don't need to be on the list. So I asked, I said, if I'm on the list, you will pay me. Because if you put me on the list, you will pay me. Uh, I enjoy it. Some people are very sensitive. You watch it, some people get very on the list. Some people need to be first. My name on the list, ain't on the list. I've been coming so long. So even they put my name on the list, what go really do? That means I gotta go to Liberia. That means I gotta stay there until everything be over. Hey God, they will not kill them. Wonderful list. Mr. Cummings is naming his campaign team. I'm more concerned. I just want to know who will be the campaign manager. Anybody Mr. Cummings choose to be a campaign manager, that's his right. And I will support that person. I don't know who's the campaign manager, but whoever is the campaign, you know, sometimes we think that it's raining in Liberia, my people. Wow.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you.
Okay, but say something. I can hear you. You can see me, but I can hear you. Talk. What's going on there? How the hell you hear
Hello.
me? ahead and take moving up and let me make it clear to you guys that this program, like someone called me and say, "Oh, from Boston, they won't come and look for transportation." No, this program, they are not box trucking anybody. They only call people who around the area. If in District 10, you in District 9, you in District 8, and you are in District 2, closer to the head office. That's the people we're talking about. Because some group of people call that they want to come across. Don't waste your time. If you want to come across the bridge, it's up to you. They're not paying nobody way. They're not transporting anybody. So only people who are around go into the other district. Everybody come there. So let me understand this. It's just about naming. Don't see no boss over there. Not, you want to come from Okro or your home, just like the street. And this big campaign office there. No bossing, nobody coming from other places to say you're going to bring all the women. All these people are people who live right in the area. And you know that the people that they bring in. That's the campaign office there. That place is the Liberty Party head office.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sidiki. I can hear you.
I just hear you know.
Yeah, so that's the Liberty Party head office and at the CPP campaign head office there. So let's see some of the faces over there. It's still raining. It rain stop or what? Okay, he muted himself. The rain stops, Sidiki, or it's just falling down. Or I see the place wet.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sidiki. We can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you, Sidiki. Say something.
Hello?
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Sidiki says something.
Yeah,
We can hear.
the place is the music playing. So if I come on say you talking, I will not hear you.
Okay, but say something. You say something. Tell us what is going on. Just show me. Okay, guys, I got to cut Sidiki off, and I cut it a day. Okay, have a good day, Sidiki. Okay, Sidiki say he can't hear us, but whenever you put the thing on, I gotta, you know, my boy now, he stay on a training, and I tell you that whenever he come, and this is what we want to be doing, and when I go home, I'll have to talk to the radio station that program like this can also be broadcast live on radio, but I don't know what. But you see, everybody when they're outside, when you see them, the only people that usually there are few stations that use the stream here or they use something called Swiffer. I have all that, and then you can broadcast. You can send the link. So for those of you, yeah, don't worry. When I get to Liberia, by the grace of God, I will talk to Mr. Ability, and we will talk to the radio station. Whenever Mr. Cummings carrying a program like this live, we'll make sure when he's about to speak, it will be live on radio. At the same time, it's live on Facebook. Because all the things you're watching, UP to the head office, and all these people there, that only Facebook watching, and the people in Monrovia can hear it. When they finish, before the radio people carry it too. But we'll make sure that everything is live on radio and on the social media. That is what you need to do. So if Mr. Cummings is speaking to the people right now, it will take the next day for the newspaper to carry it, and then Facebook will carry it. But the radio do not carry it live. They will just take the recording and go play it. So we'll always try to find out and see. Look, this is money communication. People. So we say we're going to be having a fundraiser to all my followers, my ANC, CPP, or whatsoever. I'm not saying that you shouldn't pay money to CPP before they say I don't want stopping you, but you need to support the General Sow. We got other people. I want to say thanks again to those of you who made a contribution that were able to We raised $175, and we're able to take it to fix the iPad for Siddiqui. So Siddiqui will be going to the board today to change the screen. He charged $200, but I received $75. So the $75 I received, I sent it through SamWave. I had to pay $6, and then Siddiqui had to pay. So what I did, I just put the fee on it, and I actually sent him when he paid the $2, he was still getting $175. So I want to say thank you very much for coming to our rescue. At least now I just saw this one of my old iPad. I'm taking it with me to Liberia again. I got 4 of this thing, but it cracked all over. So I noticed. I just found out that I said, oh, it worked, and this can be used in Liberia with somebody. So at least, and they can change. I never knew this damn thing. They can change the battery in Liberia. Yeah, they can change the battery in Liberia. The battery is almost $50 for it. The iPad, yeah, because it's not holding charge. I gave it 100% charge, but then it's still good. I can go on Facebook. See, it's still good. Yep. Y'all see Joshua Brown going around talking to people. Why you going to? It's so shameful when I see seditions think that they can convince Liberia to re-elect President Weah. Especially they live in America. You think you can really, really convince new voters? Only the brokers and the hungry ones there, or maybe they're ready. I can understand that. You live in a country where nobody. Hey, Joe, we are still not call you, Biggie. Yeah, man, Joshua. Some of them, when we start explaining what is what they've been talking about, Joe, we are saying you just give up. Yeah. Who the hell you can convince in Liberia right now to talk about Joshua? Joe, we are just trying to get the old voters and back. So, guys, thank you very much. God bless you. Have a good day. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and I got a lot of things to do. I'm going to take care of my business. Bye.